you go to YouTube and you do a search for Roger Federer on being mentally fit, it's a short video, but extremely dense and insightful. And I'm going to go through 7 statements or concepts that he gives in his answers that I think are directly applicable to you if you want to get the most out of the game. So, number 1, he says he kind of goes a little bit through the early days of his career, and he says that he was totally unmotivated on some days in his early career to go out and practice and train. And some days he just didn't want to get out there and do it. And I think this is surprising to a lot of amateur athletes, that any kind of elite, world-class professional athlete could possibly be unmotivated and anything less than completely inspired every single day that they wake up. And there must be some kind of innate fountain of inspiration coming from within them, and energy and focus and motivation, and it's just plain not the truth. All right, number 2, it took him 3 years, he says in this video, to figure himself out on a tennis court. And what he says is he had a lot of ups and downs emotionally at first, and it took him years to learn about himself, of observing himself, what made him happy, what made him angry. Roger's just so put on a pedestal, as he should, of course, based on his achievements and how he carries himself and the poise that he has both on the court and off the court. And so it's easy for us to assume as outsiders that it's something that you're either blessed with or you're not. And Roger reveals in this interview that it was not some kind of innate gift that he was given by the tennis gods. It's something that he had to consciously work on, and it took 3 years of conscious effort for him to figure it out and then make a decision in whatever direction it was. And that leads us right into number 3. He says specifically that he made a decision to act the way and behave the way that he would be most successful on the court. Once he spent that 3 years to figure himself out, the type of person he was on the court, and he learned what worked and what didn't, it wasn't so much that he just naturally evolved into this higher being. He had to make a choice. He had to choose to carry himself in the way that he knew would lead him to the most success. Number 4, he talks about fire and ice and the ups and downs. He talks about fire being the excitement of a great point, or the excitement of wanting to win versus an opponent, and having that be kind of the emotional high for him. But then he also talked about the ice he described as accepting losses, accepting bad shots. Champions accept failures, and they accept difficult situations for what they are. And then they move on and keep doing the work that they know they need to do to reach their goals. Number 5, Roger said, I still get nervous. Sometimes I still don't play very well, but I can trust myself. He's won every tournament there is to win. He still gets nervous, and he still doesn't play well. But the phrase that he says, the thing that he comes back to, is he trusts himself. I believe the lesson here for all of us is champions trust in the process, the work they're doing, the repetitions they're putting in and day out, instead of needing everything to go well in the moment. Number 6, Roger said, you have to see the positives in some tough moments. And this is so critical. This is really kind of a subpoint of the previous one. Champions know that success is about learning from the hard times. It's not failure, it's feedback. It's not that you failed, it's that you found something that doesn't work and doesn't give you the outcome that you want. It's simply feedback coming back to you, letting you know that this particular path is not working. And now, number 7, Roger finishes up this piece by saying, and this was advice that he said he got from his parents, you can't win them all, but you can try your very best. That's what you always should strive for. At the end of the day, there's so many variables that are outside of your control that if coming away with a win in the W column is the only thing that you can walk away feeling successful about, then the truth of the matter is you will walk off the court in a negative failure mindset over and over and over again, because you will lose. There are days where you can't control all those different variables. And so if you don't have a healthy perspective about it, if you don't have a healthy attitude about it, then it can be very, very easy to get frustrated. And so hopefully hearing this perspective from Roger is a breath of fresh air for you.